The area in and around Trapani in western Sicily is rich with wind and sun, and that is why there's a gold rush in the air. Architect Antonino Mazzara says it's an El Dorado for renewables.
Everyone's lining up. The French, Germans, Americans, not just Italians. International companies want to invest in the production of electricity generated by our wind and sun.
When the wind turbines are turning, business is booming for the Sicilian, because he brokers licenses for the land for wind and solar parks, including fields where grain once grew. Salvatore Sant'Angelo still farms his land. Here in eastern Sicily, his family has been growing wheat for generations. He wouldn't dream of sacrificing his land for a solar park or wind farm.
That would be tragic. The end of a naturally grown product.
But right next to his field, the road is already marked. Electricity pylons will soon be built here for a solar park further down in the plain. The mayor is on site. He actually wanted to stop the project.
The investors are exploiting the farmers' financial difficulties. They receive relatively little money for their crops, but a lot of money for their land. Who would say no to that? But it would be the end of the tradition and identity of farming here.
Even the Italian state is encouraging farmers to profit from the opportunity, but for Salvatore, his grain is his life.
This is all natural, untreated durum wheat. You can tell by the fine floury powder that sticks to it.
Back in western Sicily, Antonino Mazzara and his son Giuseppe are looking for land. They study maps to determine the right location for photovoltaic plants. This time, they need at least 60 hectares of pasture or arable land.
If the terrain is good and there are no legal restrictions, the purchase price can be 25,000 euros per hectare. For the owners, that's a really great deal.
The Mazzaras use a drone to inspect the site of the future solar park. They check the soil for erosion, which would hinder construction here. Otherwise, the park could soon be producing renewables.
You can get 100,000 euros for selling 4 hectares of land. But a farmer makes just 3,000 euros a year per hectare at best, cultivating grain. So how many years of work does it take to make as much money as they can get from us straight away?
Renewables instead of farming. Many Sicilians fear the war in Ukraine could quickly change their island if the Russian gas needed for energy production were to stop flowing. But that creates a conflict of interest. Since Italy can't import anything from the breadbaskets of Ukraine and Russia anymore, Italians need to grow more wheat themselves. Because without grain, there's no bread or pasta.
It can't be acceptable that to cover our future energy needs, we start turning the grain fields of Sicily into rows of windmills and solar panels, into facing the landscape.
Mayors and farmers are demanding fair pay for cultivating grain, and they say solar power could just be as well produced using rooftop panels, without sacrificing fertile farmland. Antonino Mazzara doesn't understand their concerns. He wants renewables from Sicily at any price.
We have to provide the capacity now because we're running out of Russian gas. We have clean energy, we just have to harness it.
Power or bread, renewables or farmland. The war in Ukraine is forcing people in Sicily to make tough choices too.